Ever feel like you're running in place while others speed ahead? Here's the secret. Success isn't about luck or talent. It's about what you do every single day. The most impactful people on earth, CEOs, athletes, artists, all share one habit. They master the same 5 things daily. And today, I'm breaking them down for you. Let's dive in. Success starts in the mind. Before you can achieve anything meaningful in the outside world, you must first master what's happening inside you. Every single day, you need to actively work on strengthening your mindset and protecting your mental health. Because if your mind is cluttered with doubt, negativity, or distraction, nothing else will fall into place. Think of your mind like the operating system of a computer. If the software is slow, buggy, or full of viruses, even the best hardware won't perform well. That's why the first non-negotiable daily habit is dedicating time to train and care for your mental state. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through gratitude. Taking just 5 minutes every morning to write down 3 things you're grateful for rewires your brain to focus on abundance rather than lack. Studies show that people who practice gratitude consistently report higher levels of happiness, lower stress, and even better physical health. Another critical practice is meditation or deep breathing. You don't have to sit cross-legged for an hour. Even 3 to 5 minutes of focused breathing can reset your nervous system, reduce anxiety, and sharpen your focus. The goal is to create mental clarity so you don't react to life emotionally, but respond with intention. Equally important is guarding your mind against negativity. Every day, you're bombarded with toxic influences, whether it's pessimistic people, sensationalist news, or social media designed to trigger envy and outrage. You must be ruthless about what you allow into your mental space. Ask yourself, is this helping me grow or dragging me down? If it's the latter, cut it out. Replace it with positive inputs, motivational podcasts, inspiring books, or conversations with people who challenge you to be better. Another overlooked aspect of mental health is self-talk. The way you speak to yourself shapes your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or this is too hard, your brain will believe it and act accordingly. Instead, practice affirmations that reinforce confidence and capability. Phrases like, I am capable, I adapt quickly, and challenges make me stronger program your subconscious for resilience. Finally, reflection is key. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to review your thoughts and emotions. What triggered you? Where did you hesitate? What small wins can you celebrate? This daily audit helps you spot patterns, learn from mistakes, and reinforce progress. Remember, mindset isn't about being positive all the time. It's about developing the mental toughness to navigate setbacks without collapsing. When you commit to this daily mental training, you'll notice a shift. Obstacles start to feel like opportunities, fear turns into fuel, and self-doubt gets quieter. And that's when real growth happens, not just in your mind, but in every area of your life. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. If it's running on empty, everything else suffers. You can have the most brilliant ideas, the strongest ambition, and the clearest vision, but without energy, none of it matters. That's why the second non-negotiable daily habit is taking care of your physical health. It's not about extreme diets or punishing workouts. It's about consistent, sustainable actions that keep your energy high and your body resilient. Start with movement. Every single day, find a way to get your body active, whether it's a 20-minute walk, a quick home workout, or even just stretching while you watch TV. The goal isn't to train like an athlete, unless you are one. It's to remind your body that it's meant to move. Sedentary lifestyles lead to sluggish minds, stiff joints, and creeping fatigue. But when you move daily, you boost circulation, sharpen focus, and even enhance creativity. Think of it as oiling a machine. Your body performs better when it's regularly in motion. Next, hydration. Most people walk through life dehydrated without even realizing it, and then wonder why they feel tired, foggy, or irritable by midday. Water isn't just a basic need, it's a performance enhancer. Start your morning with a glass of water before coffee or tea, and keep sipping throughout the day. If plain water feels boring, add lemon, cucumber, or a pinch of salt for electrolytes. Your brain is 75% water. Even mild dehydration can impair concentration and decision making. Pair hydration with smart nutrition. You don't need a perfect diet, but you do need to fuel your body like you expect it to perform. That means prioritizing whole foods, proteins, vegetables, healthy fats, over processed sugars and empty carbs that spike and crash your energy. One simple trick: eat the most nutrient-dense meal first. A breakfast rich in protein and fiber sets your metabolism and mood for the day, while a sugar-heavy start guarantees an afternoon slump. Sleep is where the magic happens, not just for recovery, but for memory, emotional balance, and even problem solving. Sacrificing sleep to get more done is like running up a down escalator. You're working harder, not smarter. Aim for 7 to 8 hours, but focus on quality, not just quantity. Create a wind-down routine. Dim lights, avoid screens an hour before bed, and try deep breathing or light reading to signal to your brain that it's time to rest. If you struggle with sleep, track your habits. Caffeine after noon, late night eating, or unresolved stress could be stealthy culprits. Remember, energy isn't just about feeling awake. It's about having the stamina to show up as your best self day after day. When you move, hydrate, eat wisely, and sleep deeply, you're not just maintaining your body, you're upgrading your entire life's operating system. And that's how you turn potential into results. The world doesn't stand still, and neither should you. Every day you're not learning is a day you're falling behind. Not because you're failing, but because progress never hits pause. The most successful people treat their minds like high-performance engines, constantly upgrading their knowledge and sharpening their skills. This isn't about cramming information like you're studying for an exam. It's about deliberate, consistent growth that compounds over time. Start with reading. Just 20 pages a day puts you through 30-plus books a year, giving you the equivalent of a PhD in practical knowledge. But don't just consume, apply. When you learn something new, immediately ask, how can I use this today? Maybe it's a negotiation tactic from a business book, a productivity hack from a podcast, or a communication strategy from a documentary. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. The best skill you can develop? Learning how to learn. In a world where AI and automation are reshaping entire industries, adaptability is your greatest asset. Dedicate daily time to practicing a high-value skill, whether it's coding, public speaking, copywriting, or emotional intelligence. Use the 80-20 rule. Focus on the 20% of efforts that deliver 80% of results. For languages, that might mean mastering common phrases before perfecting grammar. For music, learning chord progressions before music theory. Small daily improvements create staggering results over months, what experts call the aggregation of marginal gains. But here's the secret most miss. True learning happens at the edge of discomfort. If you're not slightly frustrated, you're not growing. That tinge of confusion when tackling a new programming concept, the awkwardness of pronouncing foreign words, the shaky hands before hitting record on a video, that's your growth zone. Embrace it like an athlete embraces muscle burn. And don't just learn vertically, deepening existing skills, learn horizontally, exploring adjacent fields. A marketer studying psychology, a developer dabbling in design, a nurse understanding business principles, these cross-disciplinary connections spark breakthrough ideas. Finally, teach what you learn. Explaining concepts to others, even just talking to your mirror, forces clarity and reveals gaps in your understanding. The Roman philosopher Seneca said it best, "While we teach, we learn." Whether through journaling, mentoring, or creating content, solidifying knowledge through teaching accelerates your mastery. Remember, in the 21st century, your earning potential directly ties to your learning potential. The daily habit of stretching your mind isn't just self-improvement, it's future-proofing your relevance in an ever-changing world. One day of learning might not show results, but a year of daily learning transforms you into someone you wouldn't recognize today. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you can't connect with people, you'll never reach your full potential. The quality of your life is directly tied to the quality of your relationships, not just personal ones, but professional connections too. Every single day, you should be nurturing your network and sharpening your ability to communicate effectively. Start with presence. In our distracted world, the simple act of giving someone your full attention, phone away, eyes engaged, actually listening, makes you stand out immediately. Practice active listening by repeating back what you hear and asking thoughtful questions. This isn't just polite, it's powerful. People will remember how you made them feel long after they forget what you said. Next, add value without expecting anything in return. The strongest relationships are built on generosity, not transactions. Share useful articles with colleagues, make introductions between contacts who could benefit from knowing each other, or simply offer genuine encouragement. These daily deposits in your relationship bank account compound over time. When you need help or opportunities later, you won't have to ask. People will volunteer because you've established yourself as someone who gives first. Communication skills require constant refinement. Pay attention to how you express ideas. Are you clear, concise, compelling? Record yourself speaking occasionally and analyze your tone, pace, and filler words. Read difficult emails aloud before sending to catch unintended tones. Master the art of storytelling. Facts persuade the mind, but stories move people to action. And don't neglect difficult conversations. Avoiding conflict creates bigger problems later. Practice delivering tough messages with kindness and clarity. Remember that relationships need energy to survive, but intention to thrive. Don't wait until you need something to reach out. Schedule regular check-ins with important people in your life. A quick message saying, "I was thinking about you," or "I appreciated your help with," takes seconds but strengthens bonds exponentially. Your network is your net worth, not just financially, but in opportunities, support, and joy. The few minutes you invest daily in relationships today will pay dividends for years to come in ways you can't even imagine yet. Goals and productivity. Vision without execution is just hallucination. You can have the most inspiring goals, but without daily progress, they're just dreams. The difference between who you are today and who you want to become is found in your daily routines. Start each morning by reviewing your top priorities, not your endless to-do list, but the 1 to 3 things that will actually move the needle. Ask yourself, if I accomplish nothing else today, what would make me feel successful? This focus prevents busy work from masquerading as productivity. Implement the 2-minute rule for small tasks. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. This prevents tiny tasks from piling up into mental clutter. For bigger projects, use time blocking. Schedule important work like appointments with yourself that you can't break. The most productive people don't rely on willpower. They design systems that make success inevitable. Track your progress visually, whether it's a checklist, habit tracker, or calendar. Seeing your streaks builds momentum and motivation. Eliminate decision fatigue by automating trivial choices. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit daily so he could conserve mental energy for important decisions. Create routines for repetitive tasks so you're not wasting willpower on things that don't matter. Most importantly, learn to distinguish between being busy and being productive. Just because you're checking emails constantly doesn't mean you're moving forward. True productivity is about working smarter, not longer. At the end of each day, conduct a quick review. What went well? What could be improved? What's the first task for tomorrow? This 5-minute reflection helps you course correct quickly and celebrate small wins. Remember, massive success is simply small efforts repeated consistently over time. The person you'll be in 5 years depends entirely on what you do daily between now and then. Emotional resilience. Life will knock you down, that's guaranteed. What's optional is whether you get back up. Emotional resilience isn't about avoiding pain. It's about developing the toughness to handle whatever comes your way. Start by reframing challenges as opportunities to grow. When something goes wrong, ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, why does this always happen to me? This mental shift turns obstacles into training grounds. Practice stress inoculation by voluntarily stepping outside your comfort zone regularly. Cold showers, difficult workouts, or having tough conversations all build your tolerance for discomfort. Like a muscle, resilience grows through progressive overload. Develop a personal mantra for tough moments, something simple like, this too shall pass, or I can handle more than I think. These mental anchors prevent temporary emotions from dictating permanent decisions. Learn to separate facts from stories. Your brain will create narratives about situations. My boss hates me, or I'll never succeed. Challenge these assumptions. What's the actual evidence? Often we suffer more from our interpretations than from reality itself. Journaling helps untangle these threads. Write down what happened, how you felt, and what facts support or contradict your interpretation. Build an emotional support system before you need it. Identify 2 to 3 people you can call when life gets hard. Not to vent endlessly, but for perspective and encouragement. Similarly, be that person for others. Helping people through their struggles often provides unexpected clarity about your own. Finally, practice self-compassion. You wouldn't berate a friend for making a mistake, so why do it to yourself? Resilience isn't about being tough on yourself, it's about being tough for yourself. The most resilient people aren't those who never fall. They're the ones who've learned how to fall properly, then rise stronger. Daily emotional conditioning means you'll still feel the blows of life, but they won't knock you out of the game. Financial discipline. Money isn't everything, but financial stress can undermine everything else in your life. The path to financial freedom isn't about getting lucky, it's about daily disciplined choices that compound over time. Start by tracking every dollar that comes in and goes out. You can't improve what you don't measure. Use apps or a simple spreadsheet, but make it non-negotiable, like brushing your teeth. This awareness alone will naturally curb unnecessary spending. Automate your financial success. Set up automatic transfers to savings and investments so you pay yourself first. Even small amounts add up dramatically over time, thanks to compound interest. The rule of thumb? Save at least 20% of your income, invest another 10%, and live on the rest. If that's not possible right now, start with 1% and increase gradually. The amount matters less than the habit. Educate yourself financially for at least 15 minutes daily. Read about investing, taxes, or wealth-building strategies, not to become an expert overnight, but to develop money literacy. Most people spend more time planning vacations than planning their financial futures. Learn the difference between assets, things that put money in your pocket, and liabilities, things that take money out. Shift your spending toward assets whenever possible. Practice delayed gratification. Before any non-essential purchase, implement a 24-hour rule. Wait a day and ask, do I still want this? Does it align with my bigger goals? Most impulse buys lose their appeal after this cooling off period. Similarly, celebrate financial wins, paying off debt, reaching a savings milestone to reinforce positive behavior. Remember that financial health is about balance, not deprivation. Budget for enjoyment too, but do it intentionally. The goal isn't to be cheap, it's to be purposeful with every dollar so money becomes a tool for freedom rather than a source of stress. Small daily financial habits create either a future of scarcity or abundance. The choice is yours, one day at a time. Personal reflection and growth. Every sunset is nature's way of reminding us, today is done, but did it matter? The most transformative habit you can build is daily reflection. Not just skimming through your day like a Netflix recap, but deeply examining what worked, what didn't, and why. This isn't about self-judgment, it's about conscious evolution. Start with a simple evening ritual. Ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? Logically, what could I improve? Logically, and what lesson will I carry forward? These questions force you to extract wisdom from experience rather than just moving blindly to the next day. Journaling turbocharges this process. When you write, you don't just think, you think twice. The act of putting pen to paper or fingers to keyboard organizes chaotic thoughts into clear patterns. Some days you'll write pages, other days just a sentence. What matters is showing up consistently. Over time, your journal becomes a mirror showing you who you truly are, not who you pretend to be or wish you were. You'll spot destructive patterns, celebrate invisible progress, and uncover truths your busy mind normally ignores. But reflection without action is just navel gazing. That's why the most powerful question is, now what? When you identify an area for improvement, immediately schedule the first small step. Notice you're impatient with colleagues? Block 10 minutes tomorrow to practice active listening. Realized you waste evenings scrolling? Set a phone timer for 8 p.m. Reflection's magic happens in this bridge between awareness and action. Create a growth scorecard tracking key areas like relationships, health, and skills. Rate yourself weekly on a simple 1 to 10 scale, not to beat yourself up over low scores, but to spot trends. Is your health consistently a 4? That's valuable data telling you where to focus. Humans are terrible at judging their own progress. We either think we're doing better or worse than reality. Concrete tracking removes this illusion. Finally, schedule quarterly life audits. Every 90 days, review your journal entries, scorecards, and goals. Look for recurring themes. What keeps coming up? What are you avoiding? These deeper dive sessions reveal what your daily reflections might miss in the moment. They're like strategic planning meetings for your life, ensuring your daily actions align with your bigger vision. The unexamined life isn't worth living, but the examined life becomes extraordinary. When you make reflection as habitual as brushing your teeth, you stop sleepwalking through your days. You catch small problems before they become big ones. You extract every drop of wisdom from your experiences. And most importantly, you become the conscious architect of your life rather than its accidental passenger. Today's reflection plants the seeds for tomorrow's transformation. Creativity and innovation. The myth that creativity is a rare gift is dead wrong. It's a muscle that atrophies without daily exercise. Your brain is wired to solve problems in novel ways, but modern life drowns this instinct in routine. To stay sharp, you need to deliberately flex your creative capacity every single day. Start by redefining what creativity means. It's not just painting masterpieces or writing symphonies. It's approaching emails differently, finding new routes to work, or combining leftovers into an unexpected meal. The creative mind spots possibilities where others see dead ends. Carry an idea catcher, a small notebook or phone note, to capture flashes of inspiration throughout the day. These mental lightning strikes often come when you're not trying, in the shower, walking the dog, or half asleep. The act of recording trains your brain to generate more ideas, like thanking a friend for gifts encourages more gifts. Review your collection weekly. Most will be rubbish, but gems will emerge. Schedule white space blocks. 15-minute periods with zero distractions to let your mind wander. No podcasts, no music, just you and your thoughts. This mental playtime is where breakthrough connections form. Try the 10 ideas exercise daily. List 10 solutions to a problem or 10 ways to improve something mundane. The first few will be obvious. It's numbers 7 to 10 where magic happens. This pressure to push beyond easy answers trains original thinking. Cross-pollinate your interests deliberately. Read outside your field, take an improv class if you're an accountant, or study architecture if you're a songwriter. Innovation lives at intersections. Keep a spark file of interesting articles, quotes, and images. When facing a challenge, randomly pick 3 items and force connections. The human brain excels at finding patterns, even in apparent chaos. Embrace creative constraints. They're fuel, not obstacles. Give yourself absurd limitations. How would I solve this if I only had $10? Or what if I had to explain this to a 5-year-old? Boundaries paradoxically free creativity by narrowing infinite possibilities. Most importantly, create without editing. Judge later. The inner critic is creativity's serial killer. Let ideas flow first, refine after. Remember that creativity thrives on quantity. The more you produce, the higher your chances of brilliance. Picasso created 50,000 artworks. We remember the few dozen masterpieces. Make creating so habitual that fear of the blank page disappears. Your daily creative practice isn't about changing the world today. It's about ensuring you can when the moment comes. The most dangerous lie we tell ourselves is, I'll make an impact someday. Purpose isn't found. It's built daily through small, intentional acts that align with your deepest values. Every morning, ask yourself, who will be better off because I existed today? This question transforms ordinary tasks into meaningful missions. The teacher isn't just lecturing, they're shaping futures. The accountant isn't just crunching numbers, they're enabling dreams. Your daily work becomes purposeful when you connect it to service. Start a legacy journal, not for grand achievements, but for recording small moments of contribution. The encouraging text you sent, the extra patience you showed, the skill you taught a colleague. Reviewing these entries reveals your unique value pattern, the specific ways you're wired to help others. This becomes your impact blueprint. Practice micro-donations of your gifts daily. Share knowledge freely, make introductions generously, offer praise specifically. These small deposits in humanity's bank account compound into career-defining opportunities and soul-filling relationships. The paradox? The more you give your gifts away, the more valuable they become. Identify your impact triggers. Activities that simultaneously energize you and serve others. For some, it's mentoring, others, it's creating beauty or solving complex problems. Schedule these activities weekly, not when you have time, but as non-negotiables. Purpose thrives at the intersection of what you do best and what the world needs most. Conduct monthly alignment checkups. Are your daily actions moving you toward being the person you want to become? Not in dramatic leaps, but in measurable inches? Course correct gently, replace one misaligned habit with a meaningful one. Purpose isn't about changing everything today. It's about ensuring today changes something. Remember, the world doesn't need more people who made it. It needs more people who made a difference. Your legacy isn't written in a single heroic chapter, but in thousands of daily paragraphs of quiet integrity. Show up fully, serve authentically, and let your life whisper its purpose through consistent action. The greatest tragedy isn't failing to change the world, it's failing to try every single day.